Okay, so I've got my earphones working where I'm not going to have to scroll. Come on, up. Up. I know you know how to get up because you did it already. Come on, up. Yeah, you want to sit, but I need you up. 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 Come on, up. Get up there. Come on, Ace, up. All the way. Up. Come on, all the way. Oh, good boy. There you go. You knew what I wanted you to do. You just didn't think I'd reach in and grab that snack right out of your mouth for jumping down with it. You little stinker. You little stinker. I'm going to leave your... I usually wash these, but I think through the bath was enough. Some of them get real stinky, and I put an enzyme on them and actually put them through a load of laundry, because I'm always doing laundry. Okay. Let us, and I'm going to go ahead and start with your face, because I want to get the blade while it's the cleanest across his face. Remember, clean your blades, always a clean blade, even though that's been sitting for a while. I blew it out, but I want to go ahead and clean it. Use like this one is a spray. They have an alcohol base that kind of disinfects as well. And then you can use a can of air, or I have this little, so a little teeny blower. It's not hot. And then I think I got that like a detailing. I think it's for like detailing cars, but it just blows air when you push on the button at a high. All right, there's that. So I'm gonna let that run with a little oil for a second. Then I'm gonna blow that oil through as well. So I have one of these to catch anything that got blown out on the side. All right, so don't want to rash him, so I'm going to pull back. I don't think he rashes easily, but he's not one of my dogs, and I'm just tired of sending dogs home with the warning of a rash. Okay, so I'm glad I restarted this, because I'm going to, especially, this is for the dad, because he's doing a fantastic job, Jonathan, but I'm going to just give you a couple of tips that I noticed on the groom. There's a lot of hair in front of his ear here. We don't need any of this hair. So we want to go from the end of his eye all the way to the top of his ear, straight across, and we want to take it all. So I'm just going to come in where that ear leather is. If I can get him to hold his head this way and pull this ear. And sometimes you have to get some of that off first before you can get below. Okay. So I'm going from the ear straight to the eye. And so the tip of this is coming right to the side of his eye. None of that hair do we need. So it's not just the hair in front of his ear. It's all the way to the ear opening. So take that off. The only thing that does is, allow him to be, oops, hot. Don't move your face while I've got the clippers. So I'm going to change this direction. I'm going to pull his eyelid down just a little, and I'm going to go straight up. Now I'm gliding this above his eye, so I am not raking this into his eye, but I am hovering pretty close because I want it to be short there. Okay, take the corner of his eye straight down to his nose. Again, gentle. We want to glide slightly above the skin. This is touching the skin, which, if you notice, the blade goes down a little bit, just so the tiniest amount is not dragging. This is not dragging on the skin. This is dragging on the skin, which allows this not to rash him. That makes sense. So you're like, you're touching his skin, but this is riding the skin, not that. the edge of the blade. And on these concaves, it's hard to keep it because it's not a flat surface, because, you know, anatomy is what it is. So you have to just keep that in mind as you're moving around, that you're trying not to lead with those pokies, that they are gliding through the hair at the lifted distance of the back of the blade. So you want to pull back his lower lip. Get into there, that little crevice. Very good, very nice. So, you know, they have a bunch of little moles and little hair, whisker bumps. I don't know what the real name for those little whisker bumps are. So be careful about going just straight, that you allow your hand to have the feel to go over those bumps, not scraping the top of them. And so I don't remember again if he rashed or not last time I did him. So I've gone in the middle here, not all the way tight. Hopefully he won't rash. When I groom him all the time, I remember, probably should take notes. Again, I'm going straight in front of his ear, taking all that little bunch of hair that's there, and I'm going straight towards the bottom of his eye. Let me see that this way. And keep his head up. So all this hair in front of the ear, don't need it. It's a little damp, that's why it's catching. Often I will do the face lash just to give that last face hair time to get as dry as the rest of the body, because it glides through the hair more. So I'm pulling his hair along here, his skin along here, so he can straighten out those little folds on his face. You're such a good boy. You know you're a good boy, Ace. You're such a sweet version of your daddy. Yes, you are. Your daddy's still a little crazy. He's still got all his testosterone. You're a sweet, sweet version of him. Yes, you are. And by the way, he was getting along fine with Titan because he's fixed. But Titan was ran up to him and smelled it, and he was like, "Okay, you're okay." Titan then only dislikes other unaltered males, except for Triumph. He understands Triumph is his elder. Triumph just gives him a growl and he goes, "Oh, I forgot, sorry, sir." But they go on fine. I wish Titan had a better haircut. Right now I'd put some pictures of him. But Titan's looking a little ghetto-y. Little neglected. Little plain. Okay, so I may tighten up his face later, but that looks good. That looks good. So straight from the ear, my end thing. So all the hair in front of the ear come all the way straight. You're gonna hit that eye. And I take the eyelashes because most of the time the eyelashes, when they get long, they just turn around and poke them in the eye, and you have irritated eyes. So unless somebody really specifically says keep the eyelashes, and their eyelashes will actually grow like eyelashes and not turn around and poke them in the eyeballs, then I take them. It's just a cleaner look. Okay. Yes, very nice. And I'll tighten that line a little more when we hit top knot stuff, which we're going to do next. Make sure your blade's hot. So when blade's hot, you gotta stop. So I'm going to stop on that blade and switch back to just another regular 5-in-1 blade. Clean one from over here. This one is already being cleaned and blown out and oiled, and it's just over there ready for use. So I'm going to pull back to what's called a 10, which is 3.0 on the 5. And I'm going to go ahead and shave out the inside of this ear leather. Just leaves a very nice, neat look to have all these little thin, scraggly hairs cleaned off. We're not shaving all the way to the edge because I don't want to take any length off the ear. I'm just taking off the little scragglies in the middle. They're not adding to the ear length of hair of the ear. Being a little bit more careful about that. So, and again, I'm not at all hardly touching the skin. Just makes a much cleaner looking ear. We're not going to the edge of the ear leather because I don't want to take any length off. We're just getting that scraggly hair out of the middle. Okay, he still has cotton ball in there. So we're gonna, looks like Dad's doing a great job of keeping the ear clean. Let's see the comb. Oh, here's one. This is a flea comb. You smell it? What's on there? It's a bunch of ear. Yucky, huh? I do clean it in between dogs, however, their sense of smell, and even though it's metal, you know. So I just comb out the ear hair straight. This is a little bit matted, so he is protesting. I know. So I'm going to clip that off. There's no reason for me to untangle that because I'm going to clip it off. So I clip out anything that is where I can reach it. So there's no reason for me to demat that because I'm cutting it off. Right? So he's got a lot of hair down there, which is fine. But I am just clipping off what I can comb out straight. If there was matting inside his ear, I'd want to get that mat out, but it's just thick and waxy, which is fine. I can get my finger all the way in there and comb that out. It was only starting to mat up on the ends, so I literally got to just cut right underneath those mats, but I am going to pull, I'm just going to make sure I can get down there without any matting. Feels a little thick right there. Feels a little thick right there. Yeah, let me pull that away from your skin. Sometimes it can get thick and like lay against the side of their ear canal and then start to mat up a little bit. Be careful not to poke their skin on that if they move around while you're... But that's pretty good. I'm going to clip that out. And because it did feel still a little waxy to me, I'm going to do a second ear treatment on him. I did it in the bathtub, but just to get it nice and clean. Do not have to get all the hair out. I'm only getting the hair out that I can comb up. I'm going to put a little keto. This is a salicylic acid and lactic acid. Just another version of ear cleaner. It'll just help loosen that wax that's on his ear hair a little more, clean it a little more. Again, doesn't hurt him at all. Just gonna shake it out. That's right, good boy. Clean it out. So I can get my finger all the way in there. You can see I'm deep in there. It's a little bit of color, more you can see than you can see when I use the purple stuff in the bathtub, because that lactic acid will break up that wax a little more. That's fine though, there's no infection, it's just extra clean and good airflow through there. I've broken up, I've pulled apart any of the hairs that are, oh, well, there's a little bit there. I want them to clump together a little bit. I may end up taking this one little strip portion out. Yeah, that's gonna come out, buddy. Hang on a second. So there's one little path that can go down, which I just found. There it goes. And it's going to come right out. Whoop. That was a clump all the way down his ear canal. You can see how far that went. So, nice and clean now. Yeah, all done. He's not infected, but that was definitely in there. So, you know, the first couple times I felt around in there, I didn't feel it, and then I finally felt it. So, you know, don't be scared of getting your fingers in there and feeling around, pulling it away, pulling the hairs away from the skin to see what's globbed up together. Again, you do not have to pull all the ear hairs out of their ear. That is unnecessary. However, just like you just saw, if you find a glob or what matted hair, then that should come out. That should come out. But if it breaks up easy, comes out easy, it does not need to come out. And so he's got another little kind of bunch of hair, but I'm not sure if that's a clump or just happens to be thick in that spot. It was just thick in that spot because I'm able to break it up. So, super clean ear. Turn it around. And we've taken all the ear hair from in front of it. We've combed up anything that was down the canal. We've trimmed it off at the where we could reach it without touching his inner ear thing there. Cleaned up his ear flap. And really gotten in with your fingers and felt around and made sure there wasn't any clumps. In which, if there was a clump, then we got the clump out. If there weren't any clumps, I wouldn't have done that. So we'll see what the other ear offers. I'm just going to get a little more that I can take off. Okay, good. So, with that, good boy. All right, he's such a good boy. I'm going to see if I can take this off so he can come a little forward this way. Sit. Can you sit? Good boy. Can I get you to keep your head up a little? Good boy. Okay. Yep. I'm going to do the same thing on this side. Because of what I found in the other, I'm going to go ahead and put in this. We'll break up the wax a little bit. First, get that in there, get it in there. I don't really want that all over your hair here. All right. That's going to let me it's going to kind of expose any matting that might be in there that I can, Yeah, he's got little mats in this side, so no big deal. I'm going to do the same procedure. I don't advocate always plucking the dog's hairs, only if they're matted and starting to clump like they are here. So I'm going to try to not have to pull, I'm going to pull out the least possible. So I'm combing forward what I can. It's matted on the end, so that's okay. I don't have to get that unmatted. I'm going to clip that off. Clip it off. Make sure all that hair in front of his ear is gone. So I'm going to see if there's any long clump in there with my fingers. I'm literally just kind of pulling it away from the skin. Once you get familiar with their anatomy, you'll find there's little places in there that the hair tends to want to lay flat, 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 and then start to clump. I do feel like there's going to be a little clump we need to pull out. I can feel it. I can feel it. Not much, but a little, probably the same as the other side. So I'm just working on pulling the hairs away from the skin in his ear canal. That's what I'm just kind of doing like this. And another tissue or two. Get that wiped out and cleaned out. Pulled straight. We just want the hairs to be straight from where they're growing. I am not pulling hairs out intentionally right there. I'm not trying to pluck. I'm just trying to get the tissue to straighten it out. And honestly, I don't think there's enough. Maybe I just found it. I don't think this needs to get pulled. I think that ear is fine. I'm not gonna pull anything out of that ear. So again, if you can get the hairs straight and clip them off the top, great. If you run into a glob, then a matted down the ear canal, that's what does need to come out. Just making sure that I'm not missing it here. Yeah, I think I was just missing it. Yeah, got it. You know what? I just got the top of that come out, which like unmatted the rest of it in there. I can feel it with my ear, with my fingers. And I feel like it's clear enough. I'm not feeling a clump anymore, just extra hair. So we're all done. We're all done. We're just gonna wipe it out. All done. Everything that's in there is nice and clean. No more clumpies. No more clumpies. Clean this off between dogs. Alcohol spray. Never put down a dirty tool. I've learned that the hard way. Things are much harder to clean later. So okay. Oh, Dad, crazy torture. Get out, Uncle Boy. Do you need a treat for all of that? That was so much. That was a lot of ear nonsense. Ear nonsense is not fun, but you're a good boy. Get you off. So I think we are going to do, this is a 2-comb on a 15 blade, and let's see where that leads us. It's a nice length. Shorter. For ease of maintenance and future blow drying. So I'm going to use a 1-comb on a 15 blade. Yeah, that's a nice length for him. His family likes him to sleep in their house and he doesn't get dirty. Nice. So another thing I'm going to suggest, Jonathan, if you're watching this, back here you can tell where it's all fluffy. I'll show you how to avoid that when we get there. This shaver's not going to do it. You have to come back and fluff it out and kind of freehand it with a tighter blade, the third blade. Okay. We're going down on the leg, down. I'm going to have dew claws. It's the last little that I took dew claws from. You're going to have to get that elbow a little extra. Let's do a couple more directions because that hair goes in a couple of directions on the elbow. That way you don't have that extra skin, extra hair sticking out. hair stuff. It's getting the, doesn't want to go through that wet hair there. There we go. Up. Up. Oh, sorry. Sorry, buddy, I've got you perplexed. Back up. Baby, back up so you're not choking yourself. Oh, good thing my hand was in between that. Oh, okay. Good grief. My hand was on that. It was oppositional defiance. I think that's still too not enough off. I think for summer it's so hot. I'm going to go ahead and go shorter on him. I think I'm going to pull a 7 out. We're gonna switch. Yeah. This is a 4. It's a 4 fine. I think that's gonna look nice on him. So that's what we're going with. I don't have strict instructions from his parents other than shorter on the body, fluffy ears, head, and tail. So I want to go short enough, but not so short that he looks naked. This is not being something I can half ignore. I need to put like this on his nose. Let's listen to news, and then I can't ignore it halfway. Turn it down a little bit. Okay. I try to do a whole side of the body before making a move. This is a little area that likes to fluff out after you get it done, so I like to stretch it out here so that I can not have it poke out. There's a little spot right there. Even so, I may find it when they get off my table. I feel like I haven't mastered how not to have that happen yet. But I'm going to sort of stay the direction of the hair back. Okay, my daughter, I'm getting location notifications on her even though she's in Costa Rica. That's interesting. Why this will not charge. I'm having phone problems. I'm also going to go another direction here on his body. I'm going to go down. I'm going to try to get rid of those racetrack marks. I don't really want it striped, so then I'm going to come back this way. Hopefully we can shorter you go, the harder getting the lines straight. And you want it straight next to the body. Anatomy is a tricky thing. So the length right here that he's got going around is fine, it's great. It's just one clipper length around the base of the tail. You don't have to go up higher. There's pet groomers that shave half the tail off. It's completely unnecessary. I'm going to go reverse to let it be a little extra short right there in that tail base. So it's just a small difference going in reverse to the front on this length because this gives it a little bit of refinement. I'll go over his anus type on his hygiene in a minute. So then I'm going to come this way and smooth that out so that the length of his tail coming out is just the tiniest smaller than the rest of his body. The difference in going straight or going reverse. Ugh. We go up in, so it's a slightly shorter cut inside legs. We'll clean up around his penis and his gonads with a tighter blade in a minute, but we're just taking the inside thigh. Just being very careful, gliding over it, keep fluffing it up. Remember the anatomy right here, that you're very careful that you don't go in and accidentally hang on the skin there. I'm going to fluff that out. Okay, put that down on the outside. We're just going to leave the smallest amount of flare there. If you'll go out your hawk and just let it go out. If you take that with scissors later, not really enough on this broom, but if the dad decides to do that on his next broom, it looks super cool. It's not that hard. Yeah, this is a better length. They're going to like this for just not quite as short as a 7. Sometimes 7s can look a little naked. 10 is definitely naked, but 4 is really pretty length. So very short, very summery, but not naked. Very easy maintenance. Still in the kind of small. I'm going to brush up. Getting a nice finish on the legs is always challenging because all the different anatomy. So you're trying to not go in on every anatomy so that you have a solid line on the back, on the outside, but you can't help it, so you gotta just do your best to stop. I don't want to hold on to you with just a little toe. That won't be so comfortable, buddy. Okay. So this little spot right here, I mentioned, I'm going to, you gotta treat it like a toe. So I'm gonna go in the middle so I don't rash. This little space right here, you're gonna take it all the way to that toe, and that's, oops, I have to go a little tighter. And that's your length that you're going to come to. You're going to freehand and shave that so that that toe is naked. And that's the length of the hair, and that's your leg. All right, turn it around. Oh, are you tied? Sorry, buddy. Get this one. So I take all this hair underneath the ear. This is just an opportunity for matting. No reason to leave that hair. It just mats. I go from ear to ear this way. That sets the line of what I'm going to take down and what I'm going to include in the hot knot. Turn. Okay, and again, everything underneath that ear, I'm going to hold the ear up. And this is just opportunity for matting. So I just take it out. Don't need it. Don't need it. Don't want it. Trying to keep that hair on the show dogs. Hair always goes. I'll come and tighten that line back up when I'm finished. Always stop and feel your blade in case it gets hot. Remember that super skinny flap of skin there that we don't poke in on it? straight, baby. I'm gonna have to, my clipper's gonna run out of battery. Okay, I'll stop and do feet and tail, and then I'll have to finish underneath the belly. It's better to go this way. It just gives it a slightly shorter, so you're going in reverse. Slightly shorter than the body, the rest of the body. The hair is a little flatter. You just determined to not give the camera a view of the clipper work, aren't you? Oh my. Okay, I'm gonna put this hopefully to charge enough to finish the groove. I don't have to switch blades, but I'm gonna do behind. Let's see if I can show you with this. So this little fluffy right here, you see how we're going to expose that little bean, and it's going to get rid of, and see how that grows out different because anatomy, so we're going to come really tight. So his hairs are actually different lengths, but because we want to have a smooth line. So I am what's called freehanding because I want to create the line that goes down, ignoring the anatomy. It's not going to be as good as shorter the hair, the harder this is. If we had longer hair, then we could scissor, more of a soft look, but it's okay. Okay, so that gives a straighter look rather than these extra hair coming out because they're shaved on the anatomy. Okay, let me get this back this way. All right, let's go ahead and do top knot because that is something that I can help on. Okay, get a nice comb. All right, buddy, let's get your top knot then. So I'm going to get him a little lower and me a little higher. So get it nice and combed out. It had a good blowout, but it still needs a comb out. My comb is not moving easily through it. I'm going to go brush it out with a Poodle slicker brush. Up. You want it up, 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 up. He's not matted. This is just hair that needs to be brushed out, especially along these ears, because these dried naturally, these ear hairs, so they're going to clump a little bit. So a couple of brush outs after they're dry to make sure all the hairs are separated and it's all away from the skin. I go all the way around the ear on the inside. It's a little damp, so I'll probably do this one more time before whole room is over. And I want to make sure all the hairs are separated away from the skin and away from each other. They're short, but they're growing it back out, so we'll have kind of a funny shape today because she wants to keep them fuzzy. So until all those hairs grow back out, these are going to look funny. They're going to look a little sticky out. It's okay. It won't take long for all the hair to grow. Okay. So I do want to make sure the slicker goes all the way through all the hairs on the top knot. Which it is. I'm going to go the different direction over here. Okay, now my comb's going to go through a lot easier. Yep. Boom. No resistance on the comb now. Good baby. Okay, I'm going to get the scissors out for the ears. So since we're growing out fuzzy ear or ears that were shaved. She wants fuzzy ears now. You know, we've got that jagged, ragged edge. I'm only gonna take off what looks ragged because I don't want to take off too much as this grows out. So I'm only just cleaning up the line. I can't get it to where it's gonna go in the camera. So, come on, buddy. May want to brush that out a little bit more. So I am not wanting to take any length off on these sides. I'm only taking off the straggles just to straighten the line out. I will make a straight line there because we'll keep that line straight until so every time he grows out, we're only going to tighten the line, at least if I were kept on grooming him, these are my instructions, until it all gets down. Still need to get this side of that ear. The tiny trim is only enough to clean the lines up. So what we'll do though is we will take off the bottom because as we're growing out, all these hairs need to just keep growing down. So we're going to comb straight, and then rather than following the anatomy of the ear, we're hoping all this is going to grow out. I'm going to find the end of the ear leather, and I'm going to take it as tight, one finger close to that as I can. So I found where my ear leather ends, which is right there. Ooh, I don't know why he's so obstinate there. Just, that guy just wants you to move an inch and you will freeze. Okay, that's better. I just needed to move his body. Okay. His daddy Titan does the same thing. So I want it to be parallel when his face is parallel. I'm going to want this to be parallel. So I'm going to come and I'm going to get one finger past the ear leather and I'm going to take it all off. Boop. Now this will get, and this will stay same while all this grows out, and then it can start coming down. That's the fastest, best way. Just gonna blend that a little bit. And this will be only 1 or 2 grooms. 1 or 2 grooms, so 1 month or 2 months to get that ear hair back fluffy and long. So I'm gonna do the same thing on this side. So again, we're not following the anatomy, we're doing the ground really. We're going to go straight across. And then just blend that little edge there. It still looks a little scraggly, but that's okay because this is the grow out ear. So 1 or 2 grooms and the ear hair will be back. And then it can get as long as she wants it. So you just keep it parallel to the earth, 1 finger past the ear leather until all this comes. You're only just tightening the edges. Okay, so on the shape of the top knot also, this is going to be super helpful because you've been doing a decent job, but let me just help you on a couple of things. If you comb, let me comb this way first. Comb the hair all the way over, all the way over. Went all the way over. You can take scissors or you can freehand with a 30 blade, which either one is good. Depending on whether you want an unbroken line or a bubble head line, depending as what you're going to do over the ear. Looks to me like they're doing an unbroken line, so I'll go with that, which means I'm going to start here rather than here. I'm going to go all the way sharp because I'm not touching the skin. I'm coming to that line that I was at, and I'm flipping out. Come to that line and flip it out. Flip it out. Flip it out. Right above the eye, flip it out. Alright? And then I'm going to take and I'm just going to shave off anything over the side. And it looked like his top knot was quite short before, because what I would leave on a top knot, I'm not having a lot of hair to take off. But she asked for a fluffy head and ear, so I'm assuming she's growing that back out. So I'm not going to go over the ear. I'll do that with scissor, because it looks like to me that they are going with more of a rounded, unbroken line over the head. Which is what I prefer as well. So when you're showing the dogs, you have unbroken line. If you're not showing the dogs pet rooms, you can go straight over the ears and create like that difference. So we're going to just tighten that shape. Then we're going to let's comb it all the way over to the other side. All the way over to the other side. And we're going to do the same thing. So stay. I'm going to come to the line that I previously shaved and just come flip it out, flip it out, flip it out, flip it out over the eye. We're only coming up to the ear, not going over top the ear. All right, then I'm coming back this way, and I'm just taking it to make it round and smooth. All right, so now we're going to fluff it up, up, straight up, straight up, straight up, up. I'm going to take the ears, I'm going to go wiggle, 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 wiggle. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Wiggle, 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 because this is what they're going to do when they're walking. All right, and then this is when I'm freehanding, or you can go across with scissors, and you're going to smooth off and meet to that line. So I'm going to hold up. And again, I'm not creating a demarcation of hair length, so I'm going up to the ear hair. I'm not cutting in. So I'm just going to come to where the ear hair starts right there. I'm not going to try to bite into it. Good baby, good baby. He's such a good boy. Okay, so now I'm going to come down and I'm going to take from that neckline and I'm going to blend up. I'm just going to, not totally straight, a little bit around, but okay. Come on. Okay. Looking good. Now I'm going to come in with scissors, finally. And these are chunkers. And anywhere where I see anything sharp line, anything poking out, it comes off. Mm-hmm. Okay. So now we're going to brush back, 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 back. And take anything. Going to go around. Boop, boop. Gives a nice straight line to follow. And I'm just shaking my chunkers to take off the sharpness of that line. Good boy. Good boy. Such a good boy. Okay. All right, so I'm going to go middle, and I'm just going to tidy this line. I don't want to tidy the line. I think I need to change my blade. Put my favorite blade back on. And we're just gonna make sure this is nice and tidy and straight. Whoop, what am I on? I don't want to go too tight. I don't want to rush you. So good. So good. Such a good boy. Ooh, careful. Get that lip hair. Okay. That battery is going dead. I might be able to finish this room. Okay. Okay, keep this charging. I'm going to do the tail. You gonna look out that way? Look out that way. Because I need your tail. Good baby. All right. So, same trick on the tail. As far as how long. The end of the tail should always just be, no matter how long and bushy you get it, you don't want a lot of hair past the tail skin. So you come and get the end of the tail on this side of your finger and clamp down. You can come a little bit past that if you want. You might want to, get there and then come forward just a little bit. But that's what you want to cut all that hair off right there. Boop. That creates a near perfect bevel also, so when you come in and pull it up by the middle, shake it out. See how nice and round that is? Okay. And then, what you want to do is you want to create like an egg on its side. It's not a perfectly round. Perfectly round is okay, but you can't really do that unless you get really long hair because this tail is too long. And it's not quite long enough to do, but if you'll come at that line and cut straight up to the ground where we shaved to, you can get him to stand straight there. This should be parallel with the earth. Okay, and then blend, blend. So you want to come parallel to the earth, and then we're going to blend. I need him to come around this way. Good boy. Stay, 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 stay. Good. Stay, stay. Let me pull away from the wall a little bit. Maybe he'll let me get his booty better. Sorry, buddy. Stay. Okay, so I'm cutting the edge off so I'm pointing like towards the middle, and that creates the right angle. So if this is where I imagine the middle of this to be, right here, that's the angle that I want. And eventually this hair will grow in. And it'll be very nice. And I'm shaking it just to get the hairs to be where they're gonna lie. Okay. Here, let's get you this way so we can see what we're doing. Oh, good boy. Yeah, this you'll be able to see. So I really want it fluffed all the way up so that I can get the hair cut correctly. And on the tail, there's a lot of guard hairs, and they're a little scraggly and they tend to grow longer. So I want him to stand straight, and I want the tail. I'm going to imagine when this is grown out, this to be right here. So I'm not going to take anything off of here because I want it to fill in, but I'm going to, the middle of my shears would be where I would want that long hair to be, and then I'll come up like this and just take off so that this spot in the middle is going to have the chance to grow out. Ooh. So you can see when I do the very back, it's almost going to have enough hair. I'm only taking off the very little bit of the longest part. Ugh. Stay. Okay. So the shape isn't going to be great right now, but in 1 or 2 grooms it's going to be fabulous. We can, since she said fluffy tail, fluffy ears, this will be able to grow into, if we keep it, a beautiful, it'll be, this will all fill in. This will fill in. It'll stay this short on the top, this short on the bottom, and we just need this little area and a couple of grooms to fill in. The back's as long as it needs to be. It's good. We just need this little area right here to fill in. And once that fills in, that'll be perfect. Okay? So, if you remember that I switched my blade, my direction right at the base, so I'm just going to blend that a little bit. Okay? And then also, I left this hair long on the back end. It's just a great way to have a little bit of style. So what we want is for just this back hair, and there's a little bit of missing here. I didn't trim that. That's just from previous trims. I'm going to try to, can you step forward a little bit, buddy? Just take a step forward. Step forward, step forward. Good boy. He does not want to step forward. All right, let me turn this a little bit. Okay, you're a good boy. If I can get him to stand straight. I don't know why he wants to lean. Okay, let's see, there you go. So if what we can do with this back hair, it doesn't take very long, it adds so much little pizzazz, is just allow just the very back to get just a teeny bit longer than the rest. And on this, I'm only going to take the slightest bit off of the hawk because I want this to be kind of a really straight line. And okay, so same thing over here. I am leaving all of this length here. I'm going to try to bring it up. You won't even notice it on this groom because it's so slight. But if you kept up this habit, then it would look super flashy with only just a little bit of hair. It's not a full palm. So you really just want that to be straight and straight if he's standing correctly. Let me take this on the side. So straight, and see now that you're close up, I can kind of see him a little bit here. Let that grow out just a little. It'll look so cute. Little bit of style, not a lot of work. Okay, so that's what that's all about. Okay, this needs to charge. I think I'm going to have to use it with the cord because I don't have time to let it charge. This is why I like the wall, because even if you do run out your battery, you can use it, you can cord it up and use it. Make sure I'm plugged in. It doesn't look like it's charging. Okay. All right. So almost all of that is perfect. Let me just Okay. Okay. I'm going to get a different shaver. I'm going to go on 7 to handle his handle all the inner parts here. 7 is not quite 10, so I'm not worried about rashing him. But I'm going to come in and shave all this hair in between. If he was intact, a little bit more gentle, it doesn't give him quite the naked feeling that a 10 would. So they suffer a little bit less of squatting and sitting down after hygiene. Okay. Okay. So just take all that from the penis, shaft, into the thigh, all that gentle skin, no reason for that to be all hairy. And take the 7 down the thigh, inner thigh a little bit. Just so you have that. There we go. And I'm going to go a little tighter on his anus. I'm going to go to that middle at 1.9. I'm not actually going to go on his anus. I'm going to go beside it. So I'm going to go to the side, and float above because they're going to pucker to the side and to the side. And that way, even if they pucker, they don't get clipped. Good boy. Good boy. Floating above, never actually touching. That really helps with dingleberry accumulation. Okay. Good boy. And it looks like I went to try to move that line, but I was just trying to blend to the longest part. But the line was correct. I might make that a little better because I don't want him to think I was moving the line up. But if you brush that hair down, the longest hairs are where the line should be. Okay. All right. I'm going to clean my blade. Never get any hot spots later. Oil your blade every time after you use alcohol. Just like men understand more than women. Lubricated. I did not actually know that for the very longest time. I just kept going through blades and struggling with dole. Okay, there's that. All right, so I'm going to go right in the middle. We're going to do feet now. All right. Let me see. Okay, so I'm right in the middle. I like this 5-way wide blade because it kind of lets me poke in a little bit without having to get my whole clipper head in there. Because I don't really want to drag along on the inside of the feet. I'm just trying to drag over the skin enough to get the hair, and that's it. Remember anatomy, those first 2 toes are together. So you go down that back toe and that side toe, and then those 2 toes in the front are like a single toe. So I'm gonna go down each little toe bean, starting at the nail and kind of coming down with this view. Little toe bean. And then when I turn it around and go front, I'll hit it from a different direction. But that way I'm not going blind when I'm coming from the front. Whoa! What you doing, buddy? Don't step on scissors. Okay. Okay, I'm going to come around and I'm going to follow that line, meeting this line here. So I came up this toe bean and that's my line. So from the back toe bean, you want to see the feet. So straight lines. Sorry, I know I'm giving you my back, but that's the right angle to get this toe. Okay. He's got a little blood right here, and he shouldn't really, because I'm not going so tight. So I don't know if he had a little burr or a piece of grass that I pulled out when I shaved it, but I see it there. So I'm just gonna tap it with this little bit of sulfur powder, just so it'll stop bleeding, give it a little pain relief. I'll point it out to them that it was just teeny tiny, so I don't know what's happening there. Okay, beautiful foot. Let me see if I can move this around. So, and that's not a show foot. We're not tight, perfect, but come down both sides of the nail, get from underneath the nail the little hairs that are there. And again, we're being very gentle because this is very tender skin. And you want that line to be perfectly straight right there. So after you do that, you may come back and hit that with the straight shear. This one, just to give that very crisp pants look. Straight, straight, straight. Okay, so that's good. Looking good. Looking good. So let's do this next nail. Or foot, I mean. Alright, so we're coming up that back toe beam till that anatomy stops us. That's our line. We're going right up to that line on both sides. And we're just very gently going down the back toe beam. Just trying to plunge in to get the hair cut. I'm not trying to scrape along the inside skin there. So, I'm going to come alongside each one of the toe beams from the nail all the way down, and from the back view I can see it a lot easier and go gentler. I'm not plunging in blindly. Okay, side toe beam, side toe beam. These two are the two middle ones are connected, so we kind of have to treat them as one toe. Don't try to split those up. Let me take a step over. Oh my gosh. I'll stand here, but I'm going to stand in the most awkward position, in the most stiff position. So since we did the underside first, I don't have to worry about trying to reach all the way to the back. I'm just scooping out the front between the nails. So it's just relatively easy. Just make sure we go all the way around on those nails, getting all those little crazy hairs. And we do want that straight line, so I'm going to shave up to what would be this. We don't want high waters, but we do want to see the feet. Beautiful shaved poodle feet are amazing. We don't need high water, so we just use the line of the back of the toe beam when it stops the anatomy as how far you go up. Okay, and then again, I do want that nice sharp pant leg look for a straight line. So I'm going to finish with the straight shear. Okay. Come straight across. Boo, 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 boo. Okay, all right, and now we're gonna do this foot. You got the deal. Make sure my blade's not hot. It is getting a little warm, so I'm just gonna be mindful of that. That it's gonna feel warm to him. Okay. get in the picture there. Well, my blade is pretty hot right now, but it's not touching the skin hardly at all. I'm going to pause after this foot, and I'm going to spray it down and blow it off, just to cool it off, because I really like doing feet with this blade. Yeah, it's getting warm, but I'm almost done, so. Okay, so brush it down. Try to get a straight line, straight with the earth, how he holds his feet. Let me see, I can tidy that just a little bit. I tend to spend too much time on the feet for not enough benefit as far as a regular dog groom goes. To get those perfect poodle feet we do in the showroom, honestly, I do the feet 2 or 3 times. Because we're doing their hair 2 or 3 times before the show. Because you got to wash and blow out, cut, wash, blow out, cut, wash, blow out, cut. So all those hairs get fluffed up and pulled away from the skin several times. I need this foot, buddy. Okay, stand up. Stand up. Ugh. Good boy. Turn. Good boy. This foot. Yes. Yes. You're such a good boy. So I'll get it from the front angle this time, because I keep getting good back angles. Good boy. Okay, I'm going to start in the back, but different angle. When I come around to the front, you'll finally get to see the front. So when I come to the edge there, that's the line that gets set. Natural anatomy of that back toe bean, and then you come around. Oh, was I going to cool that off first? Yeah, let me cool that off first. Sorry, buddy. Where is my cool care? There it is, down on the floor. Just blowing it off is not enough to cool it down, so get that bottle of Cool Care. That's one of the reasons. Yeah, so now it's nice and cool again, so I won't have to worry about him feeling. It wasn't hot enough to burn him, but it was hot enough for him to like feel it be warm, and that's going to feel more uncomfortable than a cool blade. So we don't want Yankee feet. Okay. All right. Now I'm going to come all the way back to a 10. I'm just going to scoop just on his shaft. I'm just going to make sure pull all this hair away. We don't need any hairs to collect crusty little urine streams. This is part of hygiene. Just be real careful. This is very tender skin. Then this little hair right here on his thigh, I come in and I try to make that a nice tight line by following that skin but not actually touching the skin. Okay, good. Turn, let me see this side. Okay. All right, and I like to let them down off the table for a little bit and give them a snack, and then I'll pack the bags up, and then I'll come back and I'll just give them one last looky look to make sure that all the little whatever crazies are gonna come up the minute they leave the table happen. I won't get them all, they'll still happen. A little rough back here, but it's all right. Okay, such a beautiful boy. Yes, he is. Such a beautiful boy. Okay. Oh, wait. We're going to do nails again before I let them down. I've done the nails once. Let's see how much. I hate to grind blindly. Yeah, I'm going to take a little off, a little sliver. I'm going to see if we've pulled the quick back at all the time you've been here. I'm taking off just the tiniest slip. Looks like I can grind to there. I put a pretty severe okay. So I just clipped a cut just to see how much I could take off. Which isn't much because I did take off quite a bit on my first one. And again, I'm hitting all the way around the nail, which normally you wouldn't have to do, because I'm trying to ask that clip to recede. And if I could see him again in 4 more days, I would do this exact same thing. So I would go all the way around, hit all sides, just long enough to create a real heat so that we're getting the quick to go back. And I don't want to make him bleed. That one's already, I felt it. I saw it. Sorry, buddy. Okay, let's move. Then I'm going on the top where I really want to drive the quick to. And keep this style of dremeling until we get all that top. And you know, he's going to feel the heat a little bit on there on purpose because I went down pretty severe the first time I did it. So it may be that the quick is close to okay. Yep, we're going tight, tight, tight on you, buddy. Can you come a little closer to me? Keep the table back. Pull that table out. On the last foot. And already the hairs on his foot are standing out more because of the vibration, and so I could go back over his feet again and get more hairs off. That one a little, get you feeling it? That one a little tight? Okay. Okay, I see. I know. It's because I've got it pretty tight. But every 3 or 4 days, if we could keep that, do that again, drive those nails all the way back. They're too long. They look funky right now. They look real witch nose looking. But that's because I'm going all the way around trying to get the quicks to recede. I will offer to stop and do a quick nail job on Ace next time I'm in town. Maybe couple of times of that, once a week for a couple of times, and we'll get them all the way down. Then we can go back to maybe a 3-week schedule. His daddy would hit them every week when he washes them, and then they would stay down. And you wouldn't have to go over the top and everything. You just hit the new growth. The only reason we're doing the top and the sides is to force the overgrown quick back. Because if I were to just clip it, I would run into the quick and it would bleed. Okay. Good boy. Good boy. Now you're all done. Okay. He's all done. Now let me show you his treat. Oh. I will lower this for you. I know, you're going to get your treat. I'm trying to set up your camera. Here's your treat. Good boy. There, get their little treat. They know. That's a bully stick. Are you beautiful? There you go, big boy.